The second passing play out of the gun empty eagle that we like to attack zone coverage with is called Eagles Deep In. Now this particular play is very similar to the one that we've already showed as far as the eagle crosses, where instead of looking to throw to the running back who's running the delayed hook route, we're actually going to look to throw to the tight end who's running the delayed hook route. So let's go ahead and take a look at the pass routes with this particular play. And as you look at it, let's just start way over here towards the left side and take a look at the split end. Now with the split end on this particular play, what he runs is a deep post. So what he's going to wind up doing is he's going to wind up coming up the field in this area here, and then he's going to go towards the post. And then as we look towards the inside of him, which happens to be the running back, now the running back's lined up right here, and what he runs is a delayed flat route. So he's going to wind up just kind of staying the pass block, at least initially, at least it look like he does, and then he's going to wind up going towards the left flat there on his route. And then as we work our way over towards the tight end, now the tight end, what he runs is a hook route. So he's going to kind of go a little bit of an angle here, and then he's going to wind up hooking back towards the quarterback, towards the outside here as you look at your screen. And he is the receiver that we're going to look to throw to. And then as we work our way here, we're going to wind up having this slot receiver. Now he runs a crossing route, kind of a shallow crossing route in this area here as he comes across. And he could be an option as he comes across, depending, just like we did with the crosses play as far as the eagle cross. The further he comes across, the more likely he's going to wind up being open. It also depends on how many defenders are dropping back in hook zones. The least, say there's just one, he could be open over the middle of the field. If not, you're going to have to wait till he comes all the way across before he gets open. You may not have enough time because you're in an empty formation, just especially if they blitz. So you may not have enough time to even make that throw. And then you're going to wind up having towards the outside, you're going to have this guy right here, which happens to be the flanker. Now he's going to run about a 12-yard in route, and he's going to come across. Now, this play kind of works similar to the crossing play as far as what, at least with the design of the play. What the design is to have this guy right here, which is this split in. He's going to run that post route, which we already mentioned. Now, what he's trying to do is he's trying to force, in this case, is going to wind up being this safety. He's going to try to force his free safety back here to cover him. And then these hook zone defenders, what we're looking for is for them to be occupied by these guys right here. As far as with this slot receivers running this running this crossing route. So we're trying to go ahead and get these guys occupied, and then if everything works out right, then as this guy comes across on his deep in route, hopefully he'll be wide open somewhere in that area there where that ball can actually be thrown to him, where he can wind up completing it. Now that may not always be the case, so just keep that in mind. He may not be the receiver that's going to be open. I will tell you this, against man coverage, the split in, or excuse me, the flanker would be an option to throw to, because generally against man coverage, once he breaks inside, for example, once he comes into this area here and he winds up getting about right here, this defender, in this case, is going to wind up being this left cornerback out here. He'll be about right here. And a lot of times what you can wind up doing is you can wind up making that throw into that area there and actually wind up completing it for a nice 12, 15-yard completion. So just watch for him as he winds up getting in that area there. So that's really the play right there as far as the design of it, as far as without making any hot routes. Let's go and continue on with this one and take a look at the defense. We're going to run this against a cover 3 defense, wind up having the 7 defenders dropping back in zone coverage. As far as with the setup, all we're going to do here is hot route the flanker on an out route. And the idea of this is when we hot route him on an out route is to go ahead and occupy the flat defender. In this case, is going to wind up being a safety. So we're trying to get this defender right here to go out here and cover the flat. And therefore, the further he goes out, what we're trying to do is create some spacing where we can wind up throwing this route here towards this tight end once he hooks back into this area here. And that's the idea of this. So we can try to get that guy out of there. Because what's going to wind up happening is you watch this play, as this receiver comes across on his crossing route, he's actually going to draw a couple of these guys out of the way as well. He's going to take these guys out. These are hook zone defenders. And it's going to wind up leaving a nice area in the field, whereas we can go ahead and drop our quarterback back, and then we can wind up throwing this guy, which is going to wind up being that tight end. He'll wind up being open. That's the idea of this particular thing. That's the reason that we're hot routing this flanker on that out route, is to get this to happen where we can get that tight end open. As you look at it, you can see the pass routes as you look at it. So with that said, we got one other receiver I want to talk about, and that's this halfback. If they were to blitz, and if he doesn't block him, and there's no one covering the flat, then he's going to be another option to make the throw to here towards the outside. So he'll be another option that you can look to throw to. So overall, this plays pretty nice as far as attacking most of the zone defenses in the game, much like the eagle crosses. The only difference is, rather than throwing it to the halfback on the delayed hook, now we're looking to go ahead and throw to the tight end on the delayed hook. So we got two different options, two different types of plays that throw to two different receivers, trying to kind of do the same type of thing. So hope that kind of makes sense to you guys, what we're trying to do with this particular play. Let's go ahead and actually run it. I want you guys to go ahead and concentrate on this guy right here, which is the tight end, because he is the receiver that we're going to throw to when we run this play. And you can see right there, he winds up getting open. Now, something else that you can watch for, and sometimes on occasion you're going to wind up finding this guy open too, which is going to wind up being that flanker, because if that flat defender has to come all the way across, he may not get out there fast enough, and that guy may be open where you can make that throw to him to the outside as well. So watch for him as being another option against some of these defenses in the game. So again, this play is called Eagles Deep End. It's out of the gun empty eagle formation, looking to throw to the tight end as a nice option to go ahead and pick up 5 to 7 yards with.